Hey everybody, it's Roos. I'm finally back from Nationals. Been a wild few days. Really great to see all the boys and everything else, so had a great time. Deck profile and everything will come later. It's not that important. We needed to get this giveaway done, the one I promised a week ago and a bit now. So shout out to the guys at Geek Retreat Kettering who have donated these to the channel to give away for a giveaway. The way it's going to work is we're going to give these away providing you are subscribed, you've liked the video, and you comment to tell me why you would like the Darkworld structure decks. What's the reason why? Why do you like Darkworld? For me, I love the deck. It's combo. It's one of my favorite decks of all time. Yeah, it's fantastic. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a deck profile made predominantly and solely from the cards from this structure deck. And then I've got a few cards at the side that are available that you can get for upgrades. They're not expensive, really, they're quite cheap. And this is a really fun deck for going into the format. With Draw Not Around, it's not a bad deck, and the upgrades make it a lot stronger. And you can take a few cards out and you can body some people. So yeah, like, comment and subscribe to be part of the giveaway. I'm going to run the giveaway probably for a week, I reckon, and then we'll see how many people we've got that have entered it. It's going to be UK only, unfortunately. If you are from another country and you want to enter the giveaway, by all means, like, comment, but you will have to pay the shipping because the shipping's coming out of my own pocket, and I'm not going to pay too much to ship it abroad unless you win it. You can pay, that's entirely up to you. If you're in the UK, it'll be free shipping and I'll sort that. Yeah, I'm going to put all the Geek Retreat Kettering's socials down in the comments. Their card market are available. Some of these cards will be on their card market as well. So, go on there, check them out, and you might be able to buy some of these cards available on the sides to help increase the deck. And here we go. So as I said, this is solely from the cards in this structure deck. Nothing extra. We'll start with 3 Rainbow over King of the Darkworld. Really important card. When this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, you can add 1 level 5 or higher Darkworld monster from your deck to your hand except himself. Massive. He facilitates a lot of the combos and a lot of the hand loop that you will see later on, which I'll tell you about as we get there. The boss monster of the deck is still Grapha, Dragon Lord of the Darkworld. He, whenever he's discarded via a card effect, will pop 1 card mandatory on your opponent's side of the field. Amazing to out things like floodgates that are on your opponent's side, like Rivalry, Tikaboo, Skill Drain, Runic Fountain, Synchro Zone, any of these stun cards, monsters that are, as long as they're not unaffected by card effects, you can pop. This is such a good card going second. These both have the effect of when they're in the grave, you can return a Darkworld monster to your hand to special summon it. So remember that, because that's really useful. The final big monster is Silver, Warlord of the Darkworld. If this card is discarded to the graveyard by a card effect, you can special summon it. If it's discarded to the graveyard by your opponent's card effect, you special summon it, and then 2 cards from your hand will go to the bottom of the deck in any order they like. So you're going to send this card to the graveyard via another card called Ceruli later, spoiler. And then when you special summon it back, you're going to make them lose 2 cards from their opening hand. This is really strong. So it seems like there's a lot of high levels, but you're going to be able to discard them, don't worry. The new card, and probably the best card in the deck, really is Genta. This card is amazing. You always want this in your opening hand, especially if you've not got a Darkworld Gates. You discard this card to the graveyard, and you can add 1 Gates of Darkworld from your deck to your hand. So that's already really good. Then, if this card is banished and you control a Darkworld card, you can special summon it once per turn on the special summon, not once per turn on the search. So you discard him to the grave, you add a Gates from the Darkworld, you use Gates of the Darkworld to banish him to discard, let's discard Rainbow, for example. Then, because of his effect, you can go Chainlink 1 Rainbow, Chainlink 2 Genta. So Genta will special summon himself back. Rainbow will search Silver or Grapha, and then you can return Genta to the hand to special summon this guy. And all of a sudden you've got a 3000 beat stick on the field. Wow, amazing. Really, really good. That's like just one tiny combo. This deck has so many combos, but this Genta is so good. Snow is the second best card in the deck. This card is discarded to go by a card effect. You get to add a Darkworld card from your deck to your hand. Now, bear in mind, these all monsters have secondary effects if your opponent sends them from the grave. I'm not going to go into all of them because it's actually quite complex and there's a lot of talking, and I don't want to flood the video with just Darkworld effects. So, you know, you can look into them online, but they all have secondary effects, and some of these secondary effects are busted. This one's a really good one. And then one Beige, level 4, if he's discarded, you just special summon him back. He's really good because you can just dump him, special summon him back, and then return him to the grave to special summon this, the rainbow, or the normal Grapha, and then he's back in your hand ready to be dumped into the graveyard again. Not once per turn as well. So then we have 3 Brow. When this card's discarded to graveyard, draw a card. So the worst thing about this is if you've got like Genta in this, you discard the Genta, get the Gates, banish the Genta, discard the Brow, draw 1 for Gates, draw 1 for Brow, Genta comes back. You've just refreshed your hand. And if it's discarded by an opponent's card effect, it's Pot of Greed, and you know, some of us know what that card does. Some don't. The last card is Ceruli. When this card is sent to the graveyard, you special summon it onto your opponent's side of the field, and then it becomes the effect of you just choose 1 card to discard. So what that effect means is that goes to the grave, and then you yourself discard a card. So if you discard this card to the grave, it will special summon to your opponent's side of the field, and if you've got Brow in your hand, you go discard Brow, Brow's effect to draw 1, Brow's effect, because it was sent by the opponent's card, will draw you another card. So this facilitates your silver hand loops. Like these 2 cards here with a Genta go hand in hand, and that is really important to remember. That's for your Darkworld cards. This, like I said, this is solely from the structure decks. So you can build this just using the structure decks. We have a heavy danger package. We have triple Thunderbird, triple Bigfoot, 1 Mothman. In the structure deck, you also get Tsuchinoko and what's the other one? Tsuchinoko. Oh no, that's it. Yeah, Tsuchinoko. You can use the Tsuchinoko if you want to. I've gone for the Bigfoots and the Thunderbirds because they're level 8s and they can facilitate your rank 8 plays. And these both have pretty good effects going second into boards. When Bigfoot's discarded, you pop 1 face-up card. When Thunderbird's discarded, you pop 1 set card. And then when Mothman's discarded, you both draw 1 and then discard. So this will trigger all your Darkworld effects as well. And then obviously they all have the effect that if you don't hit these, you discard the other card, you special summon this and draw 1 card. So these will help you deck thin immensely. Really, really, really good. That's your monsters. Your spells, 3 Gates, 3 Darkworld Dealings. These are the 3 obs. Darkworld Kid Dealings is exactly the same as Mothman. Both player draw 1 card, then discard 1 card. There's another card in the structure that you can get called Drag Down into the Grave. It's a little bit more harder to play because you basically show each other your hand, and then they choose 1 card to discard to the graveyard, and then you draw a card. This one allows you to pick. Your opponent gets to discard as well. That can be sucky depending on the deck they're playing, but it shouldn't really right now be too much of a problem. Gates is a must 3 of if you're playing just the structure decks. 2 Darkworld Session, the all-important fusion card. It's a quick play spell, so it works really well to chain to certain card, like say a D-Shifter, for example, Dimension Shifter. You discard the cards from your hand if it's a Fiend Fusion monster, or you can banish them from the field or graveyard as well. Or sorry, no, you can banish them from the field or a graveyard if it's Fiend monster. If it's a Darkworld monster, you discard them from your hand or banish them from the field or the graveyard. And then if this card's in the grave, you can add it to the hand and then discard a Darkworld monster. So you get to trigger all the Darkworld effects, and you also trigger the danger cards, and you can also start comboing off from there. The add effect is a hard once per turn, but the fusion effect is not. So we like 2. Darkworld Archives. It's a really difficult card if you're kind of new to the game, but essentially you have to have a Darkworld monster face up on the field, and then you discard a Darkworld card, and the Darkworld monsters you currently control will gain attack equal to the level of the monster you discarded. So like If you use a level 4, they'll gain 400. Then if it was a Fiend card that you discard from your hand, or by the effect of a Darkworld card. So the way it reads, it's really weird how it reads. It says, if a monster whose original type is Fiend is discarded from your hand by the effect of a Darkworld card on an opponent's card effect, even during the damage step, you can discard 1 card, then draw 2 cards. So it counts itself. So if you have one like Darkworld monster on the field, discard a silver to increase the monster's effect, you can then go chain link 1 to discard a card, to draw 2 cards, to discard 1 card, then draw 2, and then chain it to the monster you discard. The easiest way is to just show you how it's done, because it, like I said, it is quite complex. And then we'll just say we've got these. These are the 3 cards we're going to use. So you have silver on the field in attack mode. You activate the effect of Darkworld Archives, discard Snow, and then this will immediately gain a 400 boost. You then, because you had a Darkworld card face up and you used the Darkworld card to discard, you can then immediately activate Darkworld Archives, discard 1 to draw 2, and then you can chain link 1 this, chain link 2 the Snow, so that you can chain block the draw 2, and then you can get the search, and then you'll trigger Beige as well. Quite complex. It's easy to see if you have like any of the Master Duel, for example. You can then play this on Master and you can see how it plays. It's a lot more complex than it needs to be, but it's a really good card, trust me. And then card destruction. It's obviously a win more button. If you have like 5 Darkworld cards in your hand and you activate card destruction, you're winning. Then we have some simple traps. We've got Skill Drain and Dark Smog. Skill Drain is literally just to take the skill out of the game. You play a lot of beaters that are easily recurable from the graveyard, and all their trigger effects trigger in the grave. There's no reason that you can't just play Skill Drain and just go into the format and be like, my monster's bigger than yours, especially if you've got gates as well. So you've got like the 300 boost. You've got 3,300 vanilla guys, basically, that just come back every turn. There's no reason why you can't just play the Skill Drain. And then the Dark Smog is a cool card that I enjoyed when it came out quite a long time ago. You can tag 1 monster to your opponent's graveyard, discard a Fiend monster and banish that monster. This is really good into the current format, especially against matches like Voiceless Voice, Snake Eyes, Tearlament, anything that relies on the graveyard. This is really, really good against. This is a really strong card. Don't sleep on Dark Smog. Really good. And that's 40. And then for the extra deck, we just have the 3 Graphers, because they're the only cards that come in the Stretch deck. But it's a hell of a card, Jesus Christ. It's 1 Grapher, specifically Grapher, this guy, and then 1 Dark Monster. When your opponent activates a monster effect or a normal spell or trap card, you basically change the effect of the card to you discard 1 card. So if you control, let's go with, if you have Brow in your hand, and you control 1 guy, and your opponent goes Raigeki, you just go, cool, Grapher effect. Raigeki now becomes discard 1 card. You get the Brow effect as well. So you also get the second effect of the cards as well, because it is your opponent's effect that's gone off. So yeah, hella good. What I've done is I have prepared some upgrades that you can get. And I recommend that you get these to make the deck stronger. So with spells, we've got Allure of Darkness, Triple Tactics Talent, Dark Corridor, Called by the Grave, Lightning Storm, Triple Tactics Thrust. These are just cards that you can get to upgrade the deck. This is a must-have. Dark Corridor, you want to play minimum 1. I like 2. You can play 3, but this is a hard once per turn. This card is incredible, but I would play 2 personally, but this is a must. Talents is probably a must as well. And then Thrust helps you search either Corridor or Talents or Allure or Lightning Storm. And there's a reason why I'm talking about Talents, and I will show you basically this combo. I say combo, it's not really a combo, but these are also really, really good. Call by the Grave, not so good if you have the Danger version, but it is really helpful against Droll and stuff. Then I'll show you the reason why. We have Ken and Gen. These are why you really need to play Thrust. and Tactics and Dark Corridor. So you play 3 Gen, 1 Ken. And the idea is you summon Gen, and Gen's effect is you special summon Ken from your hand or deck to your opponent's field in their defense position. That's Gen's effect. Then Ken's effect is this card is special summoned by the effect of Gen. Your opponent draws 2 cards and discard 1 card. So then you draw 2 and discard 1, and it's your opponent that's making you do this, so you get all the secondary effects of the Darkworld cards. It also turns off their Imperm, turns off Evenly, turns off their Lightning Storm. Amazing, amazing. Then, if you've got this card in your hand, for example, your hand is Gen and Tactics Thrust, you go Gen, summon Ken, discard 2, draw 2, discard 1, blah, blah, blah. Triple Tactics Thrust, because your opponent activated an effect. That's how this works. Your opponent activated the effect, even though you gave them the card. Thrust will let you add Dark Corridor to your hand, or Talents to your hand, and Talents will allow you to take another card from their hand. So if you discarded Silver, they've now got 3 cards gone and they've only got 2 left. Or you can draw 2 cards. Or Dark Corridor, you can add a Darkworld card from your hand, deck to hand, and then discard 1 card, triggering the effects. Or if you play Levier the Sea Dragon or Bamboozle Gossip Shadow, you can do Tactics to take this and then overlay the 2 for Levier or something else. Although you do turn on their impermanent stuff, so that's entirely up to you. Well, yeah, this card is a must. This card is pretty much a must. This card is quite expensive, and it's up to you if you want to. But with these cards, this really, really, really helps. This really cool interaction. Not for your opponent. And then Danger Nessie, Danger Chupacabra, Salamander Catalyzer, Visago, and Tour Guide. I'll talk about these in a minute. Salamander Catalyzer is a danger that is custom. So you reveal this card and 1 Fiend monster in your hand. You special summon one of them, discard the other. The idea is you special summon this one, and you discard the Fiend monster. So you'll go Salamander, reveal Brow, special Salamander, discard Brow, draw a card. This is really good for if you're going into a board against, like, I don't know, Dimension Shifter or something that really, really sucks. You can special summon this, discard a card that you know is going to go to the graveyard, normal summon Snow or Beige, and then make, like, Baguska, which is like your plan B. So this is a really good card. I do recommend this. Danger Chupacabra is just another danger card. It's a Fiend. The only one I don't like about this is if you discard a card to the grave, and it's this one that discards, and you don't have a monster special summon, it doesn't do anything, and that sucks. Nessie I do recommend, because Nessie searches any of the dangers. For some reason it wasn't in the structure deck, but these are super, super cheap. So all of these cards are dead cheap. And then we have Tour Guide and Visago. These are super cheap as well. Tour Guide from the Underworld will allow you to special summon a level 3 Fiend monster from your hand or deck, but negate its effect. You can special summon Visago the Destroyer, overlay these 2 from number 75, Gossip Shadow. And now you're immune to Droll, because you can change the effect of Droll. You can make Levier if you want to extend your plays. And then when you detach the Visago, you can use the fusion effect in Grave to help you special summon Colorless, Chaos King of the Darkworld. This wasn't in the structure deck, but this is one of those cards that I do recommend you pick up and then put into the extra deck because it's super, super cheap. It's Rainbow, Overlord of the Dark Lord, and 2 Fiend monsters. 2+ Fiend monsters. Rainbow, Overlord of the Dark Lord, is the original one, and it sucks. So you just pretend that this card is Rainbow, Overlord of the Dark World, because this can be a substitute for any fusion material that is a named fusion material. So not a Fiend or a Dragon or whatever, but a specific card, you can use this. So this will take over Rainbow, Overlord of the Dark World, and then any 2 of the Dark Worlds will be Fiends. You can banish them from the grave or discard them from the hand, because it's a Dark World card. This card's original, when it's fusion summoned, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls. All cards, guys. Entire board wipe. Monsters, spells, everything. You can activate the spell card on the end phase with this and pop all of cards on the field. Their spells, their traps, everything. Absolutely insane card. The original attack and defense become the number of materials used for its summon times 1,000. So it's a minimum of 3,000. Then, once per turn, quick effect, you can target one face-up card you control, discard one card. Also, your opponent cannot target that face-up card with card effects for the rest of this turn. This can protect this from Imperm or Veiler or Ogre. It is amazing. This card is so underrated. Badass. Fantastic. Recommend. Make sure you pick it up. Then we went for the nice ones. Abyss Dweller and Baguska as like just level 4s. This is the plan B I was telling you about. You really do need to play this card in case you start to brick or you get plan B'd with the Droll or the Shifter and you need to make a Baguska in defense mode. It will keep you alive for a turn against most decks. So this is a massive card. SP kind of hurts this a bit, but I recommend this. And then Dweller's just a really good rank 4. Really hurts this deck, ironically, but I do recommend playing Dweller as well. It's like 20p or something. It's nothing. And then for rank 8s, you must play this boy. I recommend you play this boy. You can play this boy. This card is 4,500 attack. And then you can detach from into from this card, send one card from your hand to the graveyard, then target a face-up card your opponent controls, change this card to defense position, negate that targeted effect. Notice how it doesn't say monster. So if they Regeki you or Harpy's Feather you, you can use this to negate that card. This is a good card, really underrated. Plus at worst, it's a 4,500 attack. Dude, that's mad. That's powerful. Number 38, Number 38, Hope Harbinger is a spell negate. It doesn't negate and destroy the effect. It just negates the it doesn't even negate the activation. It just negates the effect. And then you attach that card to this. This is a really good card to get around things like Wanted. So they don't get the recursion effect of it. And then it also has a hidden effect that when the opponent's monster declares an attack, you can detach a material from this card and change the attack target to this card, performing damage calculation. And if a face-up XYZ monster you control is destroyed by card or by card effect by battle, target one face-up monster you control XYZ and gain attack to one of the destroyed monsters or attack. So this is actually busted card. Really, really good. And then Zombie Vampire, you might have seen right now, is a good card for milling cards. You mill top 4 of both yours and your opponent's deck, and you special summon one of them. This is really good to start your plays if you've got 2 level 8s, and you can also bring out more level 8s. If you mill a level 4, you can return it to then special summon the level 8s. Yeah, so there you go. I know it's a longish video, but this gives you an idea of Dark Worlds and kind of the upgrades and stuff you can have. Fantastic deck. There's a lot of things you can do with this. You can play it combo, you can play it stun. Really good deck. So just to repeat the giveaway one last time, thank you to Geek Retreat Kettering for giving these to our channel. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you like about the Dark World, what your favorite Dark World card is, and why you should get these structures. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon.